Okay, today we're in section 1.8, the coordinate plane. I'll be working mostly from the graph paper template. You have graph paper in front of you. We just talked about how to fold our paper in half vertically and then sideways also, dividing it into 4 sections. And now we are drawing a line down the middle of that section and across the middle of that same section. All right, and the first thing you need to label, okay, in that first section, so everybody's in the top left section, right? Okay, I'm going to first teach you how to draw basically what we call the template of the coordinate plane. So this is like our basis. This is some important information that we have to know about the coordinate plane. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to label this horizontal axis. I want you to label it the x-axis. The x-axis. And then the vertical one is the y-axis. All right, so this point right here, okay, this point right here, you don't draw an arrow to it on your paper because it'll mess you up. But I want you to look at that point. This is what we call the point of origin, okay? So just down maybe in the corner or up in the corner, I want you to write that point 0, 0 is what we call the point of origin. Point of origin, okay? Point 0, 0 is the point of origin. And that's just, fancy word for saying 0. All right, so now let's start numbering our graph. So we always started our point of origin at 0, 0. And what we're going to do is we're going to skip. All right, did you trace it right on the line? I should have said that to start with. Make sure that you trace the line. Do you see how mine is right on the line? Okay, make sure you traced it right on the line. If you didn't, go ahead and redo it. All right, because that's important when it comes to numbering. You don't want to have a line that's right in the middle of one of the blocks. So skip the first block and write a 2. Skip it and write a 4. Skip 1 and 6. Skip 1 and then 8. Same thing goes with the left side. But think of this in terms of a number line. What do you think the value of the numbers are going to be to the left of 0? They're going to be negative. Negative 4, negative 6, and the farther I get from 0, the larger the negative. Negative 8. Above 0, they're going to be positive, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And below 0, guess what? They're going to be negative. Negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, and negative 8. Please make sure, did you skip that first box? Did you skip the first one? Okay, make sure you do that so it doesn't throw off your answers when you start plotting points. Okay, so we've got to learn that now that we've drawn our coordinate plane, this is actually broken up into quadrants. Our top right quadrant is quadrant 1. Top left is quadrant 2. Bottom left is quadrant 3. And bottom right is quadrant 4. Anytime your book asks you the location of a point, that's what it's talking about. What is the location of the point? It's talking about quadrant. All right, so now the last thing I need to explain to you is what we call an ordered pair. An ordered pair is an x and a y value written in parentheses. Okay, where our x value is how many units we go on the x-axis, and our y value is how many units we go on the y-axis. Think of this in terms of the coordinate plane is like your map, and the ordered pair are your directions. Okay, so the ordered pair tells you where to plot the point or where the point is located on the map. So let's look at a few points. Let's do a point here, here, here. You're drawing these, you're plotting these points. Well, no, actually, don't plot them yet. Don't plot them yet. Sorry, time out. And here. I just want you to watch for now. Okay, and now we need to label the points by letter. So we're going to call this point A, point B. That was a bad B. point C, and point D. Okay, and what it's going to say is the directions say to give the coordinates of the point. Give the coordinates of the point. So let's look at point A. I want to see now, I want to know how many units over on the x-axis point A is. Okay, so I come over to the value of 3, and since it's straight up on the 3, I know my x value is 3. Okay, so in my ordered pair for point A, now I do want you to write this in that top left quadrant. Just up in the corner is fine. All right, so point A, you're going to write in parentheses, my x value is 3. And now, how many did it go up on Y? It went up 5. So the ordered pair that matches point A is 3, 5. It's 3, 5. Okay, and now let's look at point B. How many over now did it go on X? Wait, 5 or negative 5? Because it went left, it's going to be point B is negative 5. And my Y value is what? No, it went up, so it's positive 3. If it went down, it would be negative. Okay, so it's positive 3. Now look at point C. Well, that's kind of different. How many did it go on X? Negative 2, but how many did it go on Y? Did it go up or down any? No, so it's just 0. All right, now I want you to write the coordinate for point D. What is the coordinate for point D? Write it on your notes. Okay, Fallon, what'd you get? Very good. 6, negative 4. Do you agree? Did you get that? Very good. It's 6, negative 4. Okay, so the first section of your homework tonight gives you about 8 problems to do just like this. Okay, so it's going to give you the points, and it's going to say give the coordinate, and you're going to say what the coordinate is. Okay, you're going to give the ordered pair. Now, the second way you're going to see to do these problems is you're actually going to plot the points. They're going to give you the coordinate, and then you have to plot the point. So we're going to go ahead and set up another graph that looks just like this one. All right, so I have these 5 ordered pairs, and what the directions tell me is plot the point in the coordinate plane and then describe its location. Okay, describe its location. So on number 1, it says that point A is at negative 2, 3. Well, if it's negative 2 and I know that my x value comes first, do you think I go left on the x-axis or do I go right? No. I need to go left because it's negative. Okay, so I go left 2, and then do I go up 3 or down 3? I go up 3 and I plot my point. And make sure that you label that this is point A. All right, otherwise all you have is a bunch of dots on your graph and I have no idea which one's which. Okay, so that's point A. What about point B? I go 3, negative 5. So do I go right 3 or left 3? Right. I go right 3 because it's positive. And then do I go up 5 or down 5? Down 5. I go down 5 over 3, down 5. And this is point B. All right, I want you to try C, D, and E. Try to plot the points on your coordinate plane. Okay, so point C is at 0, negative 4, so I don't go anywhere on X, and then I go down 4. This is point C. Okay, and then point D is negative 4, negative 4, so I go left 4, down 4, and that's my D. Did you put that in the right spot? And then number 5 is E, which is over 4, up 6. Okay, so over 4, up 6, and this is point E. Whoops, forgot to switch it over. Okay, point E. All right, so now I've labeled the points on my graph. All right, but now it says, tell me the location. So that is in terms of quadrants, okay? So let's look at point A. What quadrant is point A in? It's in quadrant what? 2. Okay, so I'm going to write the Roman numeral 2 for the location. What about point B?
4.
It's in 4. Very good. What about point C? Now, point C is not in a quadrant. It's on which axis?
Y.
It is on the y-axis. So the location I'm going to say is y-axis. If it's on the x-axis, that would be the location for that point. What about point D? What's its location? 3. All right, and then what's the location for point E?
1.
Good job. All right. In a nutshell, guys, that's pretty much what you need to know for the coordinate plane, at least for now. Okay? So if you understand that, that's everything you need to know for 1.8.